All right. Hey, everybody. So this is our next project. Actually, when I finished up the biplane, the YPT-9, I didn't really have a plan as to what would be next. I knew I wanted to do something simple, something real basic for the channel. Um, and then kind of detail it up, kind of do a lot of my own extra work to it, and so I settled on the Guillow Aeronca Champion. So the Aeronca Champion is similar to the Piper Cub. It probably trained just as many civilian pilots to fly as the Aeronca Champion and the Piper Cub, probably about equal in that regard. Similar to the way the Stearman is claimed to have trained a whole generation, well, maybe 2 or 3 generations now, of military pilots and and airline pilots and so on, who started off, coming out of the military into commercial aviation through that route. And then as far as civilian pilots, people who are flying, Pipers and Cessnas and private aircraft, private jets, most of them probably either started in a Cub or an Aeronca Champion in their first flying experiences, first flight training. Typical to have been in one of those two airplanes, if not the Cessna 150 tricycle. This is a tail dragger, early, built in the mid 50s, well, actually mid to late 40s and through the 50s in regular production. So we're going to unbox the kit here. We're going to pop the lid off it. And this is typically what I do when I get one. Take a look at the contents. You want to make sure everything's here. It's got one set of decals of registration, civil registration, rudimentary control panel, the Aeronca logos for the tail, the registration numbers for the sides of the fuselage, and then the one for the wings, upper right and lower left, typically wings. A little bit of information about what's in the kit, the instruction sheet, how to go about assembly according to the Guillow plan. Now, I typically have a way of going about this myself. I don't often use this sheet except as a reference. I like to build the fuselage first, which is, I guess, the order of play here: fuselage, wings, tail, and then final assembly. So that's pretty much the way I go. Anyway, it's just a very rudimentary set of instructions, and then here's the plan, our plan sheet that'll be pinned to the board. I'm just holding the camera at the moment. The clamp is well, I'm repositioning the clamp, and I'm going to probably do it a little differently this time around. So, at any rate, one side of the sheet gives you an overview, full size. This is, again, a very small model. The wingspan is only 24 inches. You can see here, simple instruction sheet. What I plan to do here is, as I build up the fuselage, I'm going to mock up an interior, the tandem seating, fore and aft seating. I'll put the seats in, outfit the cockpit a little bit, like I do, and change around a few things. The wing struts on this one will not be the balsa wood struts. They'll be aluminum tubing. I'm going to use a lot of reference photos on this project to try and make enough alterations to it to make it a little bit more to scale. Still going to be essentially the kit. So anybody who's planning on building one of these can go either way. watching my video might help in some aspects. So it certainly shouldn't hurt, but anyway, it's just for fun. Alright, so this is our next project, Aeronca Champion, and I'm still trying to decide exactly how I'm going to paint it. Might even go with the box top representation. Like I said, I'm still deciding, but I've seen worse than that. That's not bad. We could just do that. All right, so this is our next project, and then I've got a couple of early U.S. Navy jets, F9F Cougar, F11-1 Tiger Cat. Those are waiting in the wings. Probably the next after this. I got to do a little more research on those. See exactly which variants of each of those I'm going to do, and then I'll start working on those once the Aeronca is done. But this is our next project. It's going to take us a little bit of time to work through. It'll be fun. Later.